Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Daniel here. Have you ever listened to native English speakers and felt completely lost, even though you know the vocabulary? You open a book and you understand the words on the page, but when you hear the same words in real conversation, they seem to melt together. Instead of hearing each word clearly, it sounds like one long, strange word with no spaces. You think, are they speaking too fast? Am I too slow? Let me tell you, this problem is not your fault. It is because of something called connected speech. Native speakers link their words together when they speak, and this is why English often sounds like a stream without breaks. Today, I want to explain why this happens, show you some simple examples, and help you train your ear so you can finally understand what sounds like one long word. When I first lived in London, I remember listening to my new friends chatting quickly in the cafeteria. I had studied English for years, but in real life, it was hard. One friend said, "What do you want to do?" I froze. I could not find this sentence in my grammar book. Later, I realized it was simply, "What do you want to do?" The sounds connected, some disappeared, and the whole phrase became shorter. That was the day I began noticing how often native speakers do this. It is not about speed alone. It's about how sounds change when they live next to each other. Connected speech is natural in every language. For example, in English, when one word ends in a consonant and the next begins with a vowel, often the sounds join. So, next apple becomes nextable. The T moves smoothly into the vowel. Another example is when common phrases get reduced. Going to becomes gonna. Want to becomes wanna. Did you becomes didja. These reductions are not slang. They are part of everyday spoken English. That is why you may understand your teacher reading carefully, but feel lost when listening to movies, songs, or real conversations. Now, let's pause here for a moment because this is the middle of our journey, and I want to hook your attention again. The surprising truth is this. Native speakers are not trying to hide words from you. They are not speaking a secret language. They are simply saving energy. Humans are lazy with their mouths. We want to move quickly and efficiently, so we drop sounds, blend sounds, and smooth out the edges. Imagine water flowing down a hill. It does not stop at every rock. It slides around and continues. English works the same way. Once you understand this, the long word effect makes sense. Your job as a learner is not to fight it, but to get used to the flow. Let's look at some clear examples. The phrase, "I have to go," is written with 4 words, but in speech it often becomes, "I have to go." The have to links and changes into hafta. Another one, "What are you doing?" quickly becomes, "What you doin'?" Or, "I don't know," becomes, "I dunno." At first, these may sound like completely new words, but once your brain recognizes the pattern, you realize they are the same phrases you already know. This is why practice with listening is so important. One simple trick is shadowing. Listen to a short clip of natural English, maybe from a TV show or a YouTube video. Play a few seconds, pause, and repeat exactly what you hear, even if it sounds strange. At first, you will feel uncomfortable because the words no longer sound like textbook English. But the more you do it, the more your ear will adjust. Slowly, you will begin to hear the connections instead of fighting them. Another helpful method is to train with common phrases. Repeat sentences like, "I'm gonna eat now," "I have to leave soon," "Did you see that?" These are not lazy or incorrect forms. They are the rhythm of natural English. If you learn to hear them, you will suddenly understand much more in movies, podcasts, and daily conversation. Sometimes learners ask me, "Daniel, should I also speak like that? Should I say gonna instead of going to?" My answer is this. It is not necessary, but it is natural.
You don't need to force yourself, but if you want to sound more fluent, it is okay to use these forms. More importantly, if you can recognize them, you will not panic when you hear them. Remember, understanding comes first. Speaking style can come later. Connected speech may sound technical, but the emotional side is just as important. Many learners feel discouraged when they can't catch every word from a native speaker. They think, my English is terrible. I studied for years, but I cannot understand. Please do not let this thought control you. The problem is not your intelligence. It is only your ear getting used to a new rhythm. You are not broken. You are learning to hear the music of English. So, what can you do today? Start small. Choose one reduction, like gonna, and listen for it. Each time you hear it in a movie or a podcast, smile and think, I found it. This little game will train your brain. Then move on to another one, like hafta or dunno. Step by step, the long word will break into pieces you can recognize. Over time, you will realize that you actually understand much more than before. Let's bring this all together. Native English often sounds like one long word because of connected speech. Words link together, sounds disappear, and phrases get reduced. It is not your fault if you struggle to understand. It is simply the natural rhythm of the language. By practicing listening, shadowing short clips, and noticing common reductions, you can train your ear to catch the flow. The mystery will fade, and the river of sound will begin to make sense. Thank you for joining me in this lesson. Remember, English is not about hearing every letter. It's about understanding the message. So be patient with yourself, enjoy the rhythm, and keep practicing. And before you go, make sure to subscribe to English Zone for more stories, tips, and lessons to make English part of your daily life. I'll see you in the next episode, and until then, keep listening, keep learning, and let the long word of English become your friend.